Hi, Deborah Pegues here, your relationship strategist. We are continuing our three-part series on why communication often fails. And we are using an example of how it is when we mail a package from our local post office. In our last session, we talked about the importance of a proper address. But in this session, we're going to talk about the importance of adequate postage. In my letter here, it's not only addressed improperly, but it also has 2 1-cent stamps. That's not enough, folks. That's not enough to make sure that this letter gets delivered. But that's how it often works in our communication, that sometimes we haven't invested enough to send that kind of a message. I'm reminded of the story of Moses when he was delivering the children of Israel from Egyptian bondage. He was in the wilderness there, and his father-in-law came and saw him trying to counsel this long line of people from the rising of the sun to the going down of the same. And he said, Moses, this is not good. This is not good. You're going to wear yourself out. You need to delegate the lesser matters to some people who are qualified to do this, and then you just handle the weightier matters. And the story, as the story goes, Moses listened to him, embraced his suggestions, and life was much better. But you see, that's why it's important to invest in a relationship. Moses readily received Jethro's input because, first of all, he was his father-in-law, and he had proven that he was for Moses, that he wanted the best for him. In fact, Moses had lived with him the 40 years prior to his going down to Egypt to deliver the Israelites. And then even during that initial period where they made that exodus from Egypt, Moses' family was safely in the care of Jethro. So clearly, Jethro had made enough investment for Moses to know this man wants the best for me. And so he listened to him. Even in my own life, several years ago, my husband saw that I was working too many hours, and he said, I believe it's time for you to go and write and speak full time. And I thought, no way, I like this job, I like this salary. It's very ego boosting to have this position. And but I knew he was for me because he had not been controlling or manipulating, and he had made lots of emotional deposits in my life, enough for me to trust his judgment, to know that he hadn't had no ulterior motives. That's important. When you're going to send a message, sometimes the bigger the investment you've made in that person, the heavier the message that you can send. Remember that when you desire to tell someone something, if you haven't really made that investment, maybe you need to work more on doing that before you deliver that message. Because otherwise, the message that you send may not be the message that is delivered, because that lack of investment will derail it.